Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington. I am Dale Jr., and across the internet from me is...
I am Rody John.
On today's show, we talk to Anna Cook with Lavish, a women's conference that is happening on February 4th, about what the conference is all about and what people can look forward to. You can use the discount code ACM and save $5 on your ticket.
We also speak to Sarabeth Atkins with Atletico Physical Therapy about what services they provide, what you can do for everyday aches and pains, and what the future holds for Atletico.
You know, that's one of the things I really like about doing this podcast and about Arlington, honestly, is like two very different things happening on this show, right? Like, but that's cool, right? Because that's what the city of Arlington is all about, is kind of like we're the American dream city, right? It's kind of like, in my opinion, a micro version of America. We've got all these different things going on, all these different various things, right? We've got sports, we've got entertainment, we've got this women's conference, we've got a cool physical therapy, place here. You got all kinds of stuff happening, and it's really cool to see.
It is so amazing that this city, it is the American dream city, and the diversity of not only the people, but the things you can do within the city is generally one of the best things that we do about this show, because, there's so many times I won't find out about stuff till I see it on social media. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
So then I go try to find out as much as possible what's happening.
And the unfortunate thing is that the city is so big and there is so much going on that you just miss so much of it that, like, I really wish that everyone could experience, right? Like, not just me selfishly wanting to experience it, but everyone. I want everyone to be able to experience such cool stuff like the esports stadium or Six Flags or the really great food at, on Pioneer, on any restaurant in Pioneer, and when you get into East Arlington, right? Like, it's all bangers over there. So it's like, sorry everyone, I'm getting over COVID. So, so yeah, but it's, the whole point is, it's just a lot of cool stuff happening, and I love it.
And it never stops. We have I had a meeting earlier about some stuff that's going to be happening, WrestleMania weekend, which is in April. I also talked to today Samuel Phillips from the rugby team we have here in Arlington called the Dallas Jackals. They start February 5th. First home game is February 19th. And then, recently you brought up the esports stadium that was purchased. Yeah, purchased by Team Envy.
The operating contract. So they're gonna run the events and stuff.
Right, for the next 6 years. So, there's gonna be so many great things happening, and then plus we've got amateur wrestling happening at Globe Life Field. We've got a music festival happening in May that has metal, punk, and rap all in the same festival. So,
And those are like big events. Like, even there's like so many little events and stuff too, right? Like, all kinds of things in this city that you can do. And I would encourage everyone who thinks like, oh man, it's just Arlington. This place it's a gem. Like, I really truly believe that. I feel very fortunate to live here and be able to experience the city. I know I say it a lot, and I know a lot of people are like, you're crazy, Dallas is awesome. And yeah, no, Dallas, no, disrespect to Dallas or Fort Worth or any of the cities around us. It's nice to go visit all those cool things too. They all have a lot of cool things going for them. But like, I don't have to leave my city to do almost every single cool thing that I would possibly want to do. From a mundane thing like, having a killer library downtown to eating at, one of the top 50 barbecue places in the state of Texas, all within, our city limits. And it's just, it blows my mind when I think about it. And I just wanted to tell everyone about it.
That's why our tagline is rediscover your city, because there is so much going on in the city at all times that, again, you may not even heard of or even know who the people are, but you can go check it out. Obviously on Fridays we do Find Out Friday, which, I try to put at least, I can only put 20. Sometimes I put more because, Instagram only limits you 10 pictures, but there's always so much stuff happening just in the regular weekend that you could always find something to do. You could have a full
varying degrees of bigness, like And Find Out Friday is a great example, right? Because you have stuff at AT&T Stadium sometimes, but you also have stuff at Growl. You know, like, so it's just a really cool. It's our way of trying to help, guide you to find out some cool stuff to do in your city.
I'm here with Anna Cook with Lavish. How are you today, ma'am?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for reaching out to us. So Lavish is celebrating its 5th year, happening February 4th from 6 to 10:30 p.m. over at Fielder Metro Center. How did Lavish begin?
Well, believe it or not, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I guess, really, because we started planning in 2017. We had Priscilla Shire secured as a speaker for a fundraising event for the school.
Okay.
And we had the idea that this was really something that we should gear more towards women. And so that's how Lavish started, as a fundraising women's event for the school. And it was a great turnout. We had a wonderful crowd come that year. But we also noticed that we had some people who do not go to Grace Prep attend because they wanted to come as guests of some of the ladies who go to the school.
Right.
And so our wheels started spinning, and then the next year we knew we needed to expand it because we had kind of reached capacity at our first location. So we went to another location, and we ended up having even more women come that were not part of the school, who were coming specifically to hear our speaker, and that year it was Jen Wilkin.
Okay.
So that really got our wheels turning, and we started to feel like maybe this is something that the community really has a desire for.
Right.
A lot of times, if you want to go to a women's ministry event, you're either going to Dallas, Fort Worth, or up to Gateway and South Lake. So there's really not a lot of things in the mid-cities that cover that. So we reached out to Fielder Church because their facilities are outstanding in the Metro Center, and so we wanted to have them partner with us and open it up to more people, so we could have a larger capacity event and make it less of a fundraiser and more of a women's ministry event. And that's what it is today. It's actually not a fundraiser at all anymore for the school. We just find ourselves to be in a really neat position to be able to bless the community, bless the women of the community, bring people together, and just have this really special night for ladies DFW.
So what's the farthest reaching person you guys have had come out to one of these events?
To my knowledge, we've had women actually drive up from Houston to come to the event. They made it a fun girls' weekend. Right. They did some shopping in the DFW area, of course, went out to eat, and came to Lavish, and that was kind of a fun girls' weekend for them.
Wow, that's fun.
It was really neat to meet them. Mm-hmm.
So you said there's anywhere from like 900 to 1,200 people.
That's right.
Now, with the pandemic happening last year, how did that, guys, hinder you at all, or no?
We did reduce capacity.
Right.
The timing of the event last year was at the end of January, and vaccinations were not readily available to most people at that point in time, just medical professionals. So just to be on the safe side, we agreed with Fielder Church that it's better to reduce capacity. So we actually reduced it down to about 650 people that year. But we're back up now that everybody can have access to what they need to make safe decisions for themselves. We're back up to almost full capacity. We are limiting it just a little bit to allow for some socially distanced seating, but for the most part, we're going to be at full capacity.
Yeah, I mean, there are still going to be people that don't feel safe either going out, or they want to be socially distanced still from other people, which is totally understandable.
Absolutely.
Right. Everybody needs to be safe at all times. So what all can people look forward to this year?
Well, the neat thing about Lavish is it's really an experience for the whole evening. So this is a great time to get women together from your small group, your mom's club, your book club. Just make it a fun girls' night. We're actually going to have food trucks out in the parking lot before the event. So if women are rushing home from work, with it being on a Friday, they don't have time to go get something to eat, they can grab something at the food trucks. And then when they come into the building, starting at 6 o'clock, we're going to have a variety of vendors that they can shop for the first hour and a half of the event. We have lots of partners from around the Arlington community, many that you guys have probably heard of. We'll put a list of those on the notes of the podcast, I'm sure. And they can also always go to our website and look for those as well. But they can do some shopping. There's going to be different organizations that they can learn from and learn about, and just different things in our community that would be of interest to them.
Right.
And then after about 7:30, we're going to go into the big Metro Center as a group, and there'll be a time of worship. Carrie Eubanks is an incredible worship leader. She has been leading Lavish Worship for the last 4 years,
Oh, wow.
and she is just outstanding and will be such a treat. She'll be joined by Shelby Johnson and Sarah Darby. You might be familiar with them. Sarah Darby owns Destiny Studios in Mansfield.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah. So they have been great partners with us for the last couple of years, and Ruben Melendez is also on the guitar there, and we have some other band members. So we have a really fun time with them, and worship's always a neat experience. And then after worship, we'll have a time of the Word from Angie Smith. She is an author that many people recognize. That's one of the things that we really strive to do at Lavish, is to bring in speakers that a lot of people are familiar with.
Right.
Some of the big names in women's ministry, a lot of really great authors and ministers. And Angie Smith is one that's been on the top of my list for a long time to
Right.
get to the Lavish stage. So she's excellent. Everyone will really enjoy her.
I was going to say, you guys have the guest speaker, which is Angie Smith, multi-time author, and then also wife to a Dove Award winning group.
Yes, Salem.
Salem, that's right.
Yeah.
So could you tell us more about her and then what you look forward to the most from her?
Absolutely. Well, one of my favorite things about Angie is that she has 4 teenagers, and as I'm in the teenage stage of life myself, I'm appreciating her more and more as a person, because one of the things that I love about Angie is when she's on her social media platforms and even in her writings, she is very real about what life is like
As you should
with
be.
kids, and she's extremely authentic, but also does a beautiful job of incorporating how the Lord is guiding her in each of these seasons of her life.
Okay.
And it's just a wonderful way to just help women understand the application of the Bible and how it can help us to guide us in each season of our lives.
Right.
Angie, I've read many of her books. They blessed me for years. I actually started following her when she first started her blog years ago.
Okay.
It was around the time I started having children, and she started her blog then, and so I've just followed her through the years, and
Right.
all of her books that I've ever read have blessed me immensely.
So you guys have both kind of grown up together.
I
especially
feel
with
like
your
that
kids, yeah.
in a way. I
Yeah.
mean, I almost feel like I know her. So I'm excited to meet her in person
Yeah.
at Lavish.
That's fantastic. Now, we have a special code for people listening to the show,
Yes.
which, thank you, obviously, everyone listens to it downtown.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, tell us more about that and then where people can buy tickets.
Okay, so you can go to our Lavish website, which is lavishwomensevent.com, and there will be a link to tickets there. It will actually take you to our ticketing platform, which is Eventbrite. On that platform, you'll find a little spot where it says promo code, and you can enter the code ACM in all capital letters, and that will give you $5 off general admission tickets, and that works for the regular general admission and the socially distanced ones.
I love that. People who do want to buy tickets, and hopefully we have a lot of ladies listening to the show.
I hope so.
Or you can get it for your wife.
Yeah,
And then,
absolutely.
gift something for your wife more than, just for the holidays.
Absolutely.
I always say that.
Good Valentine's Day gift.
There you go. Early
in
Valentine's.
February,
Yeah.
yes.
Now, we have a segment on the show called Turning of Toppings, where we try to find the best pizza place in Arlington.
Oh.
Do you have a favorite pizza place?
Gosh, that is really hard to choose from. I mean, I'm personally very partial to Mellow Mushroom because I love their pizzas and their salads.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good ones out there.
It's true.
So it's hard to decide. I love pizza regardless.
Yeah, me too.
Pretty
It's-
much.
Yeah, I can't. There's not one place I'm just like, this place over that place.
That's right.
Old school is normally everyone's favorite, but,
Yeah.
old school's fantastic.
That's a great one too.
Yeah. Now, is there anything about Lavish that maybe we didn't cover that you would like to talk about or touch on?
Well, I just wanted to highlight some of our community partners and sponsors. So obviously Grace Prep is the one who puts on Lavish.
Right.
They, of course, my 17 volunteers on my team who are just fantastic. This year we're also partnering, as I said, with Fielder again, and Compassion International is actually partnering with us for the event this year, as well as Arlington Center for Dermatology, Dr. Angela Moore, who has been a wonderful partner for us over the years. And then we're recording this at Grounds and Gold.
We are, yes.
Actually, Grounds and Gold is going to be catering our VIP lounge.
Oh, okay.
So our VIP package is a little more expensive, but it also includes a lounge where you can get sweet and savory treats right before the program starts, as well as a swag bag and the best seats in the whole auditorium.
There you
It's
go.
definitely worth a little extra if you're looking for something special that night.
I mean, I love this place, Grounds of Gold. They've allowed me to host the open mic many a time, which I believe your
Yes.
daughter sang at
Yes.
one time. Yeah. Hopefully they're going to bring live music back here again.
Yeah.
But no, I love this place, and I love everything they've done.
Yeah.
They're definitely bringing more things down to South Arlington, which, as much as we love the downtown area and North Arlington. South Arlington doesn't get enough love. I've said it for a long time. So.
I agree. We have loved having this. I live nearby here. It's
Yeah.
so great to have it down here. And pretty much every time I come here, I see someone I know. So
Right.
it's really fun. It's kind of like the Cheers of Arlington,
Right,
but
exactly.
coffee.
Right, for coffee. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, I call it the Friends, but with more
Yes,
diversity.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So fun.
Yeah. I just wish it stayed open later. But
Yeah, that would
maybe
be
they'll
nice.
work on that later.
Maybe.
But yeah. So if people do want to find out more, where can they do so?
You can just go to our website, lavishwomensevent.com. They can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Lavish Women's Event. Check out our YouTube channel, and you can find little excerpts from past Lavish events, including worship and some little excerpts from when Priscilla taught last year.
Okay.
So they'll enjoy that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I'd say I look forward to it, but, I'm a man. I'm not going to be able to go. So
Well,
it's
maybe
okay.
you know somebody who can.
I might. Yes, I will definitely let her know.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. I am here with Sarabeth Atkins with Atletico Physical Therapy. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks.
So, how did Atletico Physical Therapy begin?
So Athletico started in Chicago back in the 90s. It started with an athletic trainer that felt like he wanted to be able to provide rehab services to his community.
Right.
Went to PT school, became a PT, and started working with local high schools and college aged kids to provide rehab. And so since then it has just grown. We have 600 clinics in 16 states.
Wow.
And just over the last 2 years is when we've started kind of expanding into DFW since 2019.
Right. So you mentioned that they're all over the place and just now in North Texas. Now there's 3 locations here in North Texas. There's 2 in Arlington and 1 in Irving. How did they choose these locations?
Yeah, so we have more than just those 3.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. We have 25 clinics in Texas.
Wow.
2
Yeah.
of those are in Waco. The rest of them are in the DFW area. So
Gotcha.
we have a little over 20 in the DFW area.
Jeez. Okay.
So just a lot of research goes into where people are seeking rehab services.
Right.
So we run a bunch of, there are analysts that are paid way higher than I am to do things like that. That's not my job.
Yeah.
But our goal is to be able to provide quality focused rehab close to home, close to work, close to the grocery store, wherever is convenient for people.
Right.
I think as things have opened up after COVID and we've become busier people again,
Exactly.
we want things to be as convenient as possible.
Yes.
We have been a little spoiled with delivery groceries
Of
and
course.
on demand all the things.
Yeah.
So we felt like if we could provide that as a company, as Athletico Physical Therapy, that we would also be able to help people get back to normal.
Right. How did you get into physical therapy?
I started physical therapy. I wrote a paper on it when I was in 8th grade because
Wow.
I had to write about what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I didn't know that I wanted to be a physical therapist. I just didn't want to be all the other normal. I didn't want to be a doctor. I didn't want to be a lawyer, a teacher. So physical therapy came up and I wrote a paper about it, and then not long after that I became a patient. I tore my first ACL playing soccer when I was 14.
So you've done multiple ACLs.
I've had 7 knee surgeries.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, soccer will do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
soccer will do that too.
Yeah.
And so I was a patient multiple times.
Right.
Played soccer all through college, and just loved every aspect of the sports side of things.
Right.
When I got into PT school, I saw that it's not just sports.
Yeah.
It is everyday aches and pains are the majority of what we see. And I liked being able to provide care for people in the everyday.
Right. Now, what kind of services do y'all provide here?
We provide quite a few different service lines.
Right.
My background specifically is in outpatient rehab as well as brain injury and concussion.
Oh, wow.
So that kind of lends me to be able to treat a variety of things.
Without a doubt.
From an Athletico physical therapy standpoint, we offer a lot of focused services on with pre and post operative care. So if someone is going to have a surgery or a joint replacement, we can provide therapy before and after for best outcomes.
Right.
We provide workers' compensation. We can do post-offer employment testing. It's called POA test to make sure that someone is fit for duty.
Right.
We can provide care for that same workers' comp patient when they are injured on the job, which hopefully doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And work conditioning. So an actual conditioning program to get them back into work safely so that they don't just go back unprepared and re-injure themselves.
Exactly.
And then, like I said, the biggest thing that we see people for is the everyday aches and pains. Everybody has back pain, shoulder pain, knee pain that's been bothering them for months, and they just don't know what to do about it. Athletico Physical Therapy is the one to be able to treat that.
Because I have a shoulder injury that I don't even know how it happened, but I stretch every day.
Yep.
Now, as we talked about everyday aid campaigns, what do you recommend people do to kind of just add to their daily routine, or what can they do to help without actually, fully coming in here?
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying not coming here, but
right.
yeah.
I think the biggest thing is just to move. I think, especially with COVID, everybody's jobs moved to home-based jobs.
Yep.
We're sitting on couches, we're sitting in chairs, we're sitting on floors. We're just sitting a lot. And that's just not the best. That's not how we're made to be.
Right.
We are made to be mobile, active people. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean everybody is meant to run a marathon. I do not like running myself. I love working with runners because I think they just have this energy and enthusiasm that I do not have around something that I do not like. But I think that just getting people moving, so a walking program, 10 minutes, 3 times a day.
Right.
Just general sit to stands. When you're watching TV, every commercial break, stand up and sit down on your chair 5 times.
Yeah.
Just something to get our blood going, something to get our heart racing a little bit more than we already do.
Right. I mean, we have talked about instant gratification when it comes to groceries, TV needs or movie needs, but people don't quite understand when it comes to, we're coming up to a new year, so people are going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to try to get back into shape.
Right.
Well, there's the old Derek Jeter quote, if you can't get back into shape if you just stay in shape.
Exactly.
So, I think just people moving around in general, I'm a big fan of that as well. I love not only going to the gym, but when I had a home gym, I would do that as well.
Yeah.
Just, walk a dog, walk your kids, walk yourself.
Yeah.
You need, even when COVID was happening, going outside wasn't going to kill you.
Yeah.
So having a regular walk
right.
is good for you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and it helps your immune system. It boosts your immune system to be moving, right? So we're all concerned.
That people don't talk about.
Exactly, and we're all concerned about staying healthy, not just from COVID, but all of our immune systems, I think, are a little challenged because we've been masked for 2 years, which is, it's a catch-22. But just getting out and moving helps your immune system. So if we're worried about getting back out into public and being safe about doing it, exercise is a great way to start for lots of different reasons.
Of course, and like you said, just regular walks can do wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what does the future hold for Atletico?
So, our goal is not to... You'll see us pop up on every corner. As we continue to grow, we opened 2 clinics in Arlington here in the last month.
Right.
And so you will see the name more, and I think that's a good thing. And, our goal is to help people recover better, faster.
Yeah.
So that's the goal. I mean, that's always been the company goal. That hasn't changed in, 20 plus years of therapy. Our goal is to get people in the day that they're hurting, the day that they decide they want to do something about their pain, get them in, get them to start feeling better faster.
Right. Now, physical therapy is can be just as rewarding for you as the people you're helping. Could you share some stories of your favorite patients?
I can't share specific stories
Well,
from a HIPAA perspective, but I think my favorite thing about physical therapy is just the teamwork that's involved as being a physical therapist as part of a healthcare team. Right. So my favorite positive outcomes from patients have been ones where I've been able to be their PT, but we've also been able to work with their primary care physician, their cardiologist, their neurologist, whatever they've got going on. We can communicate and create a team approach to helping that person feel better.
Right.
I'm trained in and movement disorder.
Right.
That's what I'm trained in. That's where my expertise lies. I am not a cardiologist. I am not a neurologist, but I have an understanding of how those things can affect how people move.
Right.
So I think when we are able to break down walls between different professions and say, hey, let's work together, that's when people are able to do things that they haven't been able to do in forever.
Right.
I've had patients that have come in, and my favorite moments are like the aha moments for the patient. That's what I always call them.
Yeah.
And they'll come in and I'll say, hey, how are you doing? How do you feel like things are going? And we'll talk about things that they're able to do again. Right. When people are able to lift their grandkids in and out of the car again after a shoulder surgery, that's a big deal, especially when they're the ones taking care of them, their daycare. Yeah. That's a big deal. When people are able to go back to work after surgery or after a work injury and they're able to go back to work. It's the little things of being able to live daily life that make the most impact on me.
Right. That's amazing. Now, we have a segment on the show called Toppings for finding the best pizza place in Arlington. Do you have a favorite pizza place in Arlington?
Let's see. I think that's a tough one because I really do like pizza.
Yeah, I mean, most people do.
Probably Cane Rosso.
Okay.
These days.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Is there a go-to there, or do you try the whole menu?
I try different things. My husband is not as adventurous.
I forgot what his answer was when we had him on.
Probably anything that had pepperoni and sausage. Like, that's all he needs on a pizza. And I want, like, all the things.
Right.
So,
Yeah, my girlfriend's kind of expanded mine as well. Like,
Yeah.
all times I'll look at the menu and be like, okay, I like that. Maybe take that off, put that off. But,
Yeah. Sometimes I just leave them on and just sneak them in and see if he notices.
Right.
Yeah.
She does have onions for me because I'm not a big onions person.
I take those off for Cameron. I will do that.
Yeah. Good, because on a pizza, I don't think they belong. So if people want to find out more and then find you online, how can they do so?
Yeah, Athletico.com is
Okay.
the best place to find us. You can always come in. So the nice thing about Athletico Physical Therapy is that we offer free assessments.
Very nice.
So if you have shoulder pain and you want to say, hey, I want to get this looked at. I have no idea what's going on, but it hurts and I can't lift anything over my head, right? And this is starting to interfere with everyday life. You can come in, you get 30 minutes with a licensed physical therapist. They kind of quickly see what's going on, screen you a little bit, maybe give you a couple exercises and say, hey, try these for a couple of weeks. Come back if it's not getting better or you have any questions.
Right.
Let's say we do a free assessment and I feel like some formal therapy would be beneficial. If your insurance allows it, we can actually start treatment that day.
Oh, wow.
And we check that before we start our free assessment, so that we can just kind of smoothly keep on going.
Right.
So, if anybody has ever had questions about whether or not physical therapy is the best place for them, or maybe they've had pain and they've gone to the doctor and the doctor's like, here, take this pill or just rest, and they don't want to do that, they want to be more proactive about it, I think that's a good way for them to try. That free assessment is a good way to try.
Okay. Well, I might have to get in here then.
Yeah,
All right.
you might have to.
Well, thank you so much for your time. And we look forward to seeing more pop up throughout the city.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much to Anna and Sarabeth. Appreciate you both taking time out and talking to Rhodey, obviously, because I wasn't on either of those. We've been dealing with a bit, as I said earlier in the show, a bit of the COVID hit our house. Everyone's doing great. We're all coming back strong. So, weirdest thing for me was that I wasn't able to taste the banana that I had for breakfast. I was like, this is weird. And it's like, here's the thing. It's like, I don't think I explained it to you this way already, but I explained it to someone else. I have a little bit of taste. It's like LaCroix, right? It's like everything has like a hint of flavor. It's like, oh, there's the hint of the banana in the banana I just ate. There's a hint of the Dr. Pepper I just drank. Right. So that's been and if that's the biggest thing I'm dealing with, we're doing good. But yeah, everyone's doing good here. But yes, thank you so much for coming on the show, and thank you, Rhodey, to holding it down while I am recovering.
Yeah. Well, it was also great because Sarabeth, we had her husband Cameron on before. We've had her. That's multiple married couples I think we've had together or separate, which is great. So that's always nice. Beautiful Arlingtonite couples being on the show.
Power couples.
Yes.
Like Arlington, I would consider, power couples really, because they're men and women about town, women doing great things in our city.
Yep. And that's what we all want to see.
Sure. Speaking of doing great things in our city and people that we love and dearly, especially the first place here, every first Sunday at 6 p.m., Dr. Jekyll's is hosting their Arlington open mic.
And then head on over there again Monday night, because every Monday is trivia night over at Dr. Jekyll's starting at 7 p.m.
Every Tuesday night from 8 p.m. to midnight, Blitz Lounge is having a karaoke night. Go sing Mother by Danzig for me.
Yes.
I love doing that one.
I mean, in that place, it might be a little weird because I've seen some of the, they get down on Tuesday nights and they are not messing around. So check out their Instagram stories to check it out.
Come prepared is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Come correct if you're ready. This is a legit carry. Don't sing Mother then. You need to sing like Kiss from a Rose.
Good. If you can hit that Mother note.
I can. I never could.
I can't either. I'm too low for that. But if I wanted to try and just know I'm going to mess up, open mic and poetry night is happening every second Tuesday over at Create Arlington.
Every Wednesday at 2:30 p.m., you can go get your chess on at Inclusion Coffee as they host their chess club.
And then every Wednesday roughly afternoon, late or early evening, you've got over at Jambo's Barbecue, you can catch UTA Jazz Night from 5:30 to 7:30.
And then after that, head on over to Division Brewing and go for the belt as they do their trivia night.
And it's a big one too. I've been there, and there's like at least 15 teams. It's insane.
Yeah.
And then every Thursday night over at One Love Lounge, they're hosting their Artist Love Night, which is their open mic night, which starts at 8 p.m.
So, you know, while you're out there doing all those cool things like we talked about earlier,
make sure to go out and eat local, drink local, and
go rediscover your city.
Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the Downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.